Greetings, brethren, Hausburger Donkey here, and I finally made some observable progress on my project Backlog Buster. It's very tough, this one. I'm super over the Gloomspite Gits at this point, so getting through them is dragging out a lot, and it's not very fun, but it has to be done. Just have to get through it, because otherwise they'll just lie around here forever. I'm pretty sure if I wouldn't do it now, I probably would never do it. So the only alternative would be throwing them away, and that would be a huge shame. So yeah, just have to power through, even though I really don't want to. Also, in total aside news, by the way, the last couple of days I've had absolutely zero problems with my lower back. So I think I might actually finally be more or less completely over the slip disc that I had, which would of course be amazing. And if you remember when that actually happened, it was last year, sort of toward the end of May. So yeah, keep your back in shape, because man, was that ever over half a year of agony that I went through. So I definitely can recommend. Try your best to avoid it so you don't even get to that point, because getting out of it is a bit of a journey. All right, let's have a look at these. They're not entirely, like, I haven't varnished them yet, because I don't know, I didn't want to fire up the airbrush. But we have some painted Gloomspite Gits characters. This is a regular loon boss, which is just sort of the very bog standard character for the Gloomspite Gits. Gives you a regular Night Goblin infantry, a pretty useful buff that makes them better in combat, and obviously it's a character, so it's also able to hand out automatically passed battle shock tests. And I kept these characters as simple as possible. I tried to still keep them in the colorful scheme that I went with for most of my Gloomspite Gits, but I didn't want to spend too much time. So there's really only one where I went a bit crazy. Then we have a Madcap Shaman. This one is from the Warhammer Underworlds warband. I don't remember his name, but there's an Underworld warband that's a bunch of Night Goblins, and he's the leader of that. But I definitely will just play him as a regular Madcap Shaman. He's just a cool model, and yeah, I like him. But I don't like the rules for his team, and I used the team for other purposes, so can't really use them as a complete thing in Age of Sigmar anyway. Yeah, so nothing too fancy. I even didn't do a verdigris effect because I was just so lazy. But I do like this hood color. The way I did my Gloomspite Gits is I sort of had 4 colors that I applied to my squigs, being orange, red, sort of a tealish green, and purple. And then I used those on various troop types for their hoods. But I kind of ran out, and so I started off a new set of 4 colors with these. And should I ever actually go back and, get more Gloomspite Gits figures, I will use these colors on those units, but I don't even know if that's gonna happen. Then we have good old Skarsnik and Goblar, who are just a loon boss with giant cave squig in Age of Sigmar, and he of course comes on a little scenic base bit. This was the Finecast miniature, and I really did not like it. It looks fine now that it's painted, but yeah, I don't know. It's not great. And as you can see, I used the same bright blue on Goblar. Yeah, which I might continue, as I said, if I ever do decide to get some more. But right now, there's not a big chance of that, because I'm really very, very much over these. Then we have my custom Madcap Shaman. This is my third Madcap Shaman. And I built him out of a Skaven Grey Prophet. Is that what they're called? The Skaven Wizard figure that you can buy. And all I really did is I carved off the head, replaced it with a head from a champion Squig Hopper. You can see I also did some purple stripes on the hood. It's kind of hard to see in this light, I think. Maybe it'll be better on the actual video. But yeah, and then he was holding sort of a warpstone globe, and I just sculpted a little rim at the top and turned it into a little mushroom pot. And then I added some mushrooms to his stick, and I think this is also from a Squig Hopper champion, the sickle weapon. And I just put that on top of the stick, and then sculpted another mushroom that it sort of pierced. And that's really all I did to this. I kept the paint job pretty simple, because I think the model is fun as is, and I didn't think all my Madcap Shamans have to be super colorful. And then lastly we have Scrag the Loon King. Not actually a massive fan of this model after I built it. I really liked how it looked on the website, but it's actually a very, very small guy. Like, I'm going to take, for example, if you put the Skaven conversion next to him, he's rather diminutive, and there's an absolute shit ton of detail on him, and it just kind of gets drowned out because there's just so much of it, and he's so small. But yeah, I don't know. I did my best, and because he's the king of my crazy colorful army, I tried to incorporate every single color that I used on my army. So he has the purple cloak, he has the yellow on the moon, he has an orange squig and a bright blue squig, he has a red hood, he has the sort of teal fur and pink on the half moon, and then green mushrooms, dark green mushrooms, which is the other color. So yeah, all the colors incorporated on him. I did a little bit more highlighting on some bits of him, but it still doesn't live up to the original intended quality level that I had for this project. But yeah, I'm happy. He's done, and I probably will never play him because rules-wise, he doesn't really fit in well with what I like to do with this army. And that's the problem with most of it. So that's why it's so why I put them on the back burner for so long. But yeah, here we go. It's my first 5 models painted. While I was doing the bronze, I also painted the... that's too far away. I painted the bronze kettle for one of the endless spells. So that's already started, and I only have to do the smoke effect on the top, which should speed that up quite a bit. And next I have 45 of these grots. It's 45 because there's 40 with bows, and then I have 2 extra with nets, which I kind of have to sort of sub in and out of the bow units, because I feel like there are sometimes... there are times when you want them in your bow unit, and there are times where you don't want them, because they cost you a shot, and they're only really useful if you do end up getting into melee with these. So I have them to use them if I need them, but yeah. And then I have 3 extra banners. There's another flag one, because the infantry gobos can have either these flags or these sort of icons, and they make like they give different stuff. I think this one gives bravery, and this one gives -1 when you're being shot on the hit rolls. And depending on the situation, you might want either one. Yeah, and I just painted up a few more of them just so I have the option to sub them in and out of units when I do want a different one. Because especially I think for the ranged units. In most cases, you'll want these. But since I have 2, if I want to have 2 ranged units, I might want a flag and an icon. So I'm just doing some extra ones. So that's why there's 45. Not really looking forward to them. I already did the first coat of the skin color, as you could see. Gonna need to tidy that up with a second layer, then wash, then highlight, and then all the other stuff. And it's probably gonna take me a while. I hope it won't take I don't know, I think this took 2.5 weeks to do these 5, which is, for me, quite slow. I usually get this sort of stuff done much faster, but it took me almost a week to even really get going on them. I did the skin tones, and then they just sat around for a bunch of days, because I just couldn't be asked. Yeah, so hopefully I get through this project quickly. After the 45 infantry goblin lads, there's 2 endless spells, and then 5 squig hoppers, and a loon boss on giant cave squig, so the mounted loon boss, and that's it. So there's basically 2 more sets of figures after that, because I'll do the squig hoppers and the loon boss on squig at the same time, because they'll be painted pretty similarly. And that concludes these. So hopefully another, like if I'm really fast, maybe another 2 or 3 weeks. But I'm not feeling too optimistic. It might very well be that this will be all of March. I kind of hope it's not, but we'll see. And then I don't know what I'll do after that. I might do a few of the Oathmark goblins, because that actually sounds like fun. And then once I've done a few of them, I might just try to crush through the Republican Romans, because I don't know, they're the biggest chunk, I feel, but they also represent the least amount of time if I take it somewhat serious. So yeah, still a lot to do with this. Hope it's still going to be interesting. Oh, I did cheat a little bit, by the way, because I hated this so much that I was like, I might need a cheer me up at some point. And so what I did is I grabbed another unit of Demon World and put them on bottle caps and primed them. Also cleaned them up, of course, first. So there's a unit of rangers. There's going to be 40 rangers. One of them is a champion. That's the only different model. I don't know if I can find him. It's a little dark. Let me see. Where's the champion? There he is. So there's a Robin Hood looking guy. And then you have this one and this one. There's only 2 different models in this unit, apart from the champion. And it's a total of 40 of them. And yeah, I based them all up and primed them, so they are ready to be done. And I might throw them in somewhere in between while I'm finishing up all these projects, because it is really gnawing at my sanity, these Gloomspite Gits. But I am kind of happy with how they turned out, so that's nice. They'll definitely blend in well with the rest of the army. And well, if I complete it soon, then I'll be really happy about that. So that's something to look forward to, I suppose, even if the process isn't my favorite. But it's just lessons to be learned for the future. Don't buy stuff that you're not sure about, because I wasn't sure about him when I bought him. And also, specifically, do not buy figures before you have actually seen the rules for them, because I didn't know what the rules were going to be like. I didn't know if they were going to do new squig units and stuff. And I love the new squig units, but I have a shit ton of infantry, and I really don't like playing that. So yeah, it's really my own fault. And I'll have to be better about that in the future. Alright, thank you very much for watching. Second episode of Project Backlog Buster. Hope you enjoyed it. I hope that... Whoop, bit too close. Come on. Come on. You were so nicely focused. No? No focus? Okay, there we go. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. To look at these. They do look cool. But I don't want to get any more. So he says. Alright, I'll see you guys next time. Thanks very much. Bye-bye.